All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're laying out the complete roadmap to becoming a Java full-stack developer. It's one of those careers in tech that's super in demand, but it can feel a little intimidating. The good news? The path to get there is way clearer than you probably think. So if you've ever wanted to be the person who can build an entire web app from the ground up, stick around. We're going to trace the exact steps.
So what do we even mean by full stack? Honestly, think of yourself as the master architect for a digital building. You're not just the interior designer picking out the furniture for the living room, the part everyone sees. You're also the one pouring the foundation, setting up the plumbing, and wiring the electricity. You're building all that critical behind-the-scenes stuff that makes the whole house actually function. It's about owning the entire project from end to end.
And yeah, that's the big question, isn't it? It can feel like this massive, impossible mountain you have to climb. But here's the thing about any huge journey. All you really need is a clear map, and that's exactly what we're doing today. We are laying out that map, step by step, to take you from just being curious to being a capable professional developer.
Now, every journey has to have a starting point. So, before we jump into the how, let's just take a quick second to talk about the who. Is this the right path for you? Let's see.
Here's the really great news. This field is wide open. It doesn't matter if you're a fresh graduate looking for that very first role in tech, a student trying to get ahead of the curve, or even a working professional who's thinking about a complete career shift. This path is available.
Because when you boil it all down, it's not really about what degree you have or what your background is. The single most important thing, the real fuel for this whole journey, is just your passion, your drive to learn and to keep learning. That's it.
Okay, so we've got our motivation sorted. Let's get to the first major stop on our map. This is where we lay the foundation for absolutely everything else that's going to come later. We're building the bedrock, your Java foundation.
A language as big as Java can seem overwhelming, but you can really break it down into 4 main pillars. First up, you've got the basics, just learning the rules of the road, the syntax. Next, you have to embrace object-oriented programming. It's a whole way of thinking that helps you organize your code into neat, reusable pieces. From there, you master how to handle data with things like collections and I/O streams. And finally, you get into the really cool stuff, the advanced concepts like multi-threading, which lets your app do many things at once. Getting these pillars down? Absolutely non-negotiable.
Once you have that solid Java foundation, you're ready to build the engine. And that's the backend. The best way to think about it is like the kitchen in a fancy restaurant. As a diner, you'd never see it, right? But that's where all the real work is happening. It's where the ingredients are prepped, cooked, and plated to perfection before being sent out.
And this brings us to a really crucial idea. The backend is the engine room. It's handling all the logic on the server, talking to databases, making sure things are secure. It's what makes the application actually work. The front end, well, that's the experience. That's the user interface, the buttons, the cool visuals, the stuff that makes the app enjoyable to use. A true full-stack developer needs to be a master of both of these worlds.
So, with our engine room built and humming along, it's time to build the part of the car everyone actually sees and touches. The sleek body, the comfy seats, that dashboard that just makes sense. It's time to design the front-end experience.
Here's a quick look at your core toolkit, the absolute must-haves. For that back-end engine, you're going to use a framework like Spring or Spring Boot to build powerful apps way faster. To talk to your database, you'll need SQL, which is basically the language of data, and JDBC, the bridge that lets your Java code speak that language. Then for the front end, the user experience, you've got the classic trio, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, and you'll probably power them up with a modern framework like React or Angular. These are the tools of the trade.
Okay, knowing the languages is a huge step. But to really become a professional, to really work like one, you have to master the whole process. The tools that let you build high-quality stuff and work with a team.
This right here, this is what separates a hobbyist from a professional developer. Using Git for version control, that's how you work with a team without it turning into total chaos. Understanding web concepts, proper database design, and writing clean, testable code, that's what ensures the thing you build is solid and won't fall apart 6 months down the line. This is the stuff that gets you hired. And, all of this, the foundation, the back end, the front end,
All the pro-level practices, it all leads to this one single powerful goal. The point isn't just to learn a checklist of technologies. It's to get to a place where you have the confidence and the skills to build your own applications, to take an idea from your head and make it a reality, all by yourself. It's about becoming a creator.
So there you have it. That's the roadmap to becoming a Java full-stack developer. The path is clear, the tools are out there, and the only thing you really need to bring is your passion. So the only question left, and it's the most exciting one, is you've seen the map, now what are you going to build with it?